All right. Looks like we're live. I'm starting a little bit earlier than what I scheduled myself to start. But, and that's just due to time. I'm starting early, 6 minutes early. Rather be early than a little bit late. The Jamaican trials are going on, so I know the people that would normally watch the stream that are subscribed from Jamaica / the people that will watch that aren't subscribed from Jamaica aren't going to come out right now. But you'll catch the replay. It's fine. Right now, I'm going to cover the USA Championships right now. And yeah, we got a lot to cover. I think we got a secret world record that just happened. And then we got a literal world record that just happened. We got a literal world record, Sydney McLaughlin. But I'll get into that in a second. Remember that you're watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And as always, stay blessed and stay rich. And we're going to get into today's topic. But before we do that, now I'll say that one later. I'm going to let people trickle in right now. But today, man, we got so many things right here. A world record. Oh my goodness, a world record in the hurdles. The hurdles are heating up. The hurdle events are heating up on the men and the women. Always it's been on the 400 hurdles for the last few years. It's been on the men and the women. Warholm, now Benjamin Dos Santos from Brazil. Even if Warholm is out, Benjamin missed some training, but Warholm has missed some training because he pulled his hamstring. So that's going to be a very interesting thing. But Dos Santos is looking real good. So that's going to be something. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's look at this. Let's see this. There were people doubting that she could do it by herself. I think she would have broke the world record in that one-off race anyway if they did not move around the hurdles. She was just like running and floating around, and her stride got chopped twice. Actually, it got chopped twice after they had put the hurdle in the wrong spot. It kind of took her momentum out of it. I think she even chopped here. So that means she's got some more. And she just looked like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it's like she did it in practice already. 51.41. So she knocked 6/100th of a second off the previous world record, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. Did they update the world record right here? There we go. 51.46. 51.46. Man, her name's all over this thing. Her name is all over here. Like, what the heck? Sydney McLaughlin all the way down. She got the facility record, meet record, national record, world leading, world record. Like everything down the line, if you see that. But here we go. Why does it say 100-meter splits? Interesting. But Sydney McLaughlin, 51.41. Britton Wilson, pretty good in second. Personal best, 53.08. Shamir Little, thank you that you made the team. I am so happy that she made the team. She was fighting, and you see it's between her and Anna Cockrell. Unfortunately, if I had to have a pick, Shamir Little gonna have to take that one, and she did. 53.92. She's made it back after making it at some previous world championships and making teams. She's back. She still got to work on her form and her end of her race and dying out, but definitely she did what she needed to do, and she ran a season's best. She made the team. I'm happy with that. There's some other things I'm happy with, and some people aren't going to like hearing these things, but hey, there you go. Thank you guys that have come out. Let's just go over real quick the women's javelin here, the people that made it. We got only one person in the field. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right list. One person in the field that made the world championship standard. So it's Kara Winger. That's the only person that's going to be selected. Now, the men's 200. Let's get over to this real quick. Because Jamaica, they're not going to be running their semis in the 200, which is what I'll cover later, until like 7 or 8, like 45 p.m. So I'll be back on at 9 o'clock tonight to cover Jamaica, because these are the two nations that I'm covering. Now, Noah Lyles, 1995. He did what he needed to do. He came out right here in the first round here. Hold on. Let me do it heat by heat. This will be much better because it'll actually show. So, Arian Knighton in heat 1. 20.08, very, very in control, very relaxed. Josephus Lyles, I'm glad he's getting a name for himself here. He got to run 20.13. Kyrie King looking good in the first round. I hope he makes it to the final. He did what he could do in the 100. Let's see what he does in the 200. It's going to be very, very tough, if not even tougher in the 200 than it was in the 100. Because, I mean, you got Noah Lyles, then you got Arian Knighton, you got Bednarik. It's just going to be a hard one. But let's see. Kendall Williams and then Elijah Moreau. Those two qualified on time. Now, Noah Lyles here, he looked like more of his old self. Exactly what he needed to do. 1995. And you see that over here. 1995 qualifying. So, I think he was the quickest one out of here. Yep. Isaiah Young, so he's going to get his preferred lane. He won his heat. That's what he needs to do. He can't do what he did last year in Tokyo, because the toughest field he's going to have are, aside from that, I mean, DeGrasse is going to be a tough cookie to have, and a few other athletes, but typically the toughest field he's going to have is here in the USA. And since it's at home, he should really, really be seeing how he's going to run these curves, run these turns and everything, and get a feel for the track. He needs to do this so that he has a good and preferred lane. As we saw last year, he's not going to look good in lane 3, but this is just the first round. Isaiah Young, great job to him in second. Brandon Carnes, and he made it in heat 2. Christian Coleman came out, looked very relaxed and in control. He was in control of this, and he was in control over Fred Curley. Curley was aware of where he was, so he did just enough to get to the next round. It wasn't like, okay, I'm going to try to race myself through. I don't have an ego to try to get the win here. So Coleman, 20.13. He's looking real good. Curley, after coming out with the win yesterday, he came with the 20.29. And then Robert Gregory, 20.41. Then we got two more time qualifiers here. Dunlap and Charleston. Those are your two qualifiers. Now, Bednarik in the final heat right here. Looking decent. Matthew Boland, he was actually challenging, looking very decent here. 20.10 to 20.11. There's a little bit more racing than Bednarik probably wanted to do, but he said, hey, I want to get the win here. So he got the win. Boland in second, just the 1/100th of a second behind him. Javante Harden, North Carolina A&T, 20.42. I'm looking forward to this. Let me see how they have this semifinal matchup so I can do some analysis right here. Now look, oh, they don't have it yet. So they still have it. I was hoping that they did. Men's pole vault, you know that's my favorite event. I got to cover this. Defending champion won the meet, so he's the world champion. He didn't even really have to do anything but like a single vote or whatever. So Chris Nielsen, world champion, defending champion, coming here with obviously the world standard. Luke Winder does not have the standard. He finished in second here. So they're going to go over him. I don't know if they have a time frame on it or if he has to do that within the next 2 weeks. But in any case, for now, he doesn't have the standard. So if they're going to pick a team, they're going to skip over him and go to third, the tie for third, which is Andrew Irwin and Jacob Wooten. Those two guys right there. But congratulations to Chris Nielsen. Bring that back to the U.S. Let's bring that title back to the U.S. or keep it in the U.S. Okay, the women's 200. Women's 200 right here. Let me go heat by freaking heat. Now, oh yeah, by the way, I see a like here. Thanks everybody for coming out. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Now, Gabby Thomas, after the race of her running here, she said she's been dealing with a hamstring injury. So this is going to be very interesting. It looks like she's not likely going to win USA's, but no worries. If she makes it out of the USA Championships, It's still a chance for her to come through and to challenge at Worlds. And the reason being, I always go back to this. Michael Johnson was dealing with hamstring, broke the world record in the 200, and there you go. So there's a chance that in 3 weeks something can happen where she can get a little bit more of her training. But like she said over the last 2 weeks, she hasn't really been running on the track or training at all. So whatever the hamstring issue is, yikes. Whatever the hamstring issue is, it must be something serious for her not to be actually training on the track at all. So 22.59. She did what she needed to do. And then she said she was just going to float. But then she heard the PA announcer, the live announcer that's there on the stadium. They said, it's Sha'Carri versus, or Gabby Thompson versus Sha'Carri Richardson. And she said that's the thing that made her come through and say, look, I'm taking this, I'm winning this. It made her race it versus maybe floated. She was probably going to get second or third. They're like, that's basically, she was like, nah, I'm putting Sha'Carri Richardson away, basically. Without having to say it, they're like, no, I don't need anybody to think that she could keep up with me. I don't need anybody to think that this is a conversation that they need to be having. It's Gabby Thomas all day. I might have missed some training. I might have been missing some practices and whatnot. I might not be race sharp. I might still have a hamstring issue. But you saying that it's me versus Sha'Carri Richardson? Oh no. What it is I'm here. I'm in control of the race. And what did I do? I'm coming here to win. That's what she basically did. I'm talking for her, but that's what she essentially said. When she said, you know what made me win? I heard the announcer say that. And that made me win. That's basically what she did with her actions. She didn't have to say it with her words. Then we got Candace Hill, once again, coming back decent in the 200, 22.96. I doubt she's going to make it with the next round with the time like that, just looking at the ones that's coming after this. But Candace Hill, congratulations. After coming back of years of injury, good to see you back on the track. Then we got Angie Anellis. She made it through on time. So there she is. I was actually surprised that she made it through on time when I looked at the other ones, and then I said, oh yeah, because there was only one person, I think, to break 22. So let's go over to the next heat here. Let's go over to the next one. We got heat number 2. If you're just joining us, smash that like button, share. As always, Truth Hurts said it's that Jamaican blood in her. Hey, maybe so. But whatever it is, that competitive spirit, she said, nope, I'm not doing it. So that means she got what it takes. Remember last year when she was in that home straightaway, and I said that was a one-off move. Well, she still got the mindset of, you're not getting me. So she still got it. Now, her training has lacked. So it pretty much looks, especially based on this, the 22.14, it looks like this is Abby Steiner's race to lose at this point. Abby Steiner's race to lose. But we got some other stuff here. And the other things here cooking up. Zay said, Abby Steiner said she feels like she can run well under 21.8. And based on that one race that she ran that was over 22 seconds, it was like 22 flat or whatever it was, and it was like a whirlwind going against her, like a -3 wind or something, or was it -2.7? Whatever it was a massive wind against her. Or I could be confusing her with Liston, because both of them had some wind against her. One was just like a whirlwind, the other one was hard wind. But in any case, I thought that was a 21.8 performance there. Maybe even a 21.7 or something like that, based on the win that I saw. But yeah, looking at Gabby Thomas, how she said, I don't want to lose. This is going to be the interesting thing. So Abby Steiner obviously is relaxed here. Now, Gabby Thomas always looks like she's in bad form to me. She just looks like a heavy runner. She looks like she's always trying a little bit too hard, even when she's going easy. So I can't really look at her and be like, well, it looks like something's wrong with her to my eyes. I didn't see that here. But when she had the interview afterward, this is going to be interesting. If she's faced up with Abby Steiner, will she try to still win, or will she just kind of be like, okay, I need to just qualify with the hamstring injury. I just need to qualify. I don't care if it's third. I don't care if it's first. I need to make it through. And something tells me, depending on how close they are, she's going to push it a little bit. If they're closer in that home straightaway, maybe 70, 80 meters to go, and she's going to say, okay, I'm right here. Maybe hold it for 20 seconds or 20 meters and then try to push it again. Cambria Sturgis here in second. Now, she tried to test Abby Steiner. This is really interesting. They came in the home straightaway after that curve. And when she whipped around, they were just literally there. She was about a stride in front of Sturgis, maybe a stride and a half. And then Sturgis did a little acceleration. And then Steiner kind of looked over to her side. And when she noticed she started accelerating, she picked up. And she picked up a little at first. And then she picked up again. She just pulled away. Sturgis didn't want to move again. So this was Sturgis seeing if she was testing herself against her. So this was very interesting. This is what athletes do. This is so funny because a lot of times people, when they're looking at sprint races, they don't realize it's a lot of strategy. It's like that cat and mouse. I mentioned it in the 100. Even the 100, I don't think the 60 is as easy to do that in because it's like one mess up, you're out. But in the 100, you got a chance to actually stalk behind somebody and get a race plan behind them and then do like some kind of acceleration to pass them up. Even with something that short, you still got enough time to do a strategy. In the 200, you definitely got time where you could kind of hold behind, and she tested her here. So she's going to go back to the lab. She's going to come back on the track tomorrow, and then she's going to say, okay, this is what I did. I either got a chance. This was however much it was, coach. I felt like I just did a little tiny acceleration. It didn't strain me too much. And then she went extra. So I don't know if I could catch her, coach. But what I can do is I can do X, Y, and Z. That's what Sturgis got to focus on. Whatever her results and her mindset was, that's what she got to pull away from it. 22-24. And then we got Akayla Mitchell. She got third, 22-43. Kennedy Flannel, congratulations for Texas. I was pretty happy that she made it through to the next round after her 100. Then we got Kiera Parker and then Simone Darius. Now, going over to this heat, we got Jenna Prandini. Prandini did what Prandini's going to do. She did a 22-65. She did enough to win. She just kind of went there. I mentioned it in my Discord. I said, this should be Prandini blowing everybody out of the water on the curve. She's just a good curve runner. She's beat Shelly Ann on the curve several times, actually. She's beat other runners that are faster than her in the 100 on the curve several times. So she's just a good band runner. And then Zay said Sturgis tried to pass her and Abby picked it up. Yeah, definitely. And then Shania Collins in second, 22-82. Brittany Brown, silver medalist. Now I'm a little bit shaky here. But the fact that they were way in front of everybody else, I'm going to give her benefit of the doubt. But because I mentioned it in the 100, I said she doesn't look as good in the 100. I wonder if it's carrying over in the 200. This is the first round, yes. But she shouldn't necessarily, in my opinion, be that far back. But they were way in front of everybody else. 23, 28, 23, 29. She didn't have a good lane. If I remember correctly, with Brittany Brown. But in any case, she should have ran that a little bit faster and been a little closer. She held back a little bit. Okay, and then here we go. I'll read that comment in a second about Sydney in just a second. So, Tamara Clark, 22-29. So she's showing us that she's got something in store too. She said, don't count me out. Head and Shoulders ATR, you've been counting me out. You've been saying these things. And I said, okay, I got you. 22-29. You got me convinced that you should be talked about. So you got me convinced, Clark. Kayla White, 22-38. A Navia battle from Ohio State, 22-57. That was very, very good showing with them. Lena Irby decided she didn't want to show up. Same thing with TT Terry. That was a smart move with her. And oh yeah, Briscoe. In my opinion, Briscoe should have just showed up. Briscoe should have showed up, even with a bad showing in the 100. I don't see the reason. Maybe she thinks it's better for selection. I don't know. But Briscoe should have showed up. We got Richardson showing up after she didn't even make the first round, to be fair. And Briscoe did make it through rounds and whatnot. But Briscoe just show up. Akonison show up. McCoy got DQ'd, unfortunately. But these athletes, I think they should have shown up. Briscoe just got a sponsor again after Nike had dropped her before. So, and then TT Terry, understandable why she didn't show up. She said, I made the team. I don't need to do this. This was my backup. Lena Irby, we'll see in just a second there. And then Kumo said, Sydney, oh my, oh my, man, I'm not going to say that Japanese thing. I know how to do the thing. But the 400-meter hurdles, Nani? Man, y'all over here memeing this stuff with some anime stuff. Smash the like buttons while you're out here. Let me go over to the next event. Where we at? We went through with the women's 200 first round. So those are your qualifiers here. Men's hammer. Do we have somebody? Yes, we do. Daniel Ho or Haw. Dang it. Why did I forget how to pronounce his name? And then Rudy Winkler. Those are your two that are going on to the next rounds. I'm just going to go over that very quick. Orgy wound up winning this. Tori Franklin. Let's get you on for an interview. She said no, but she's got the world championship qualifying mark. She got it second. So this is her season best. Let me do a real quick shout out to Tori Franklin. I remember she was training on the high school. She got videos there that I actually attended. And she's up there. I remember her coach, Andy. Phenomenal coach. She eventually switched coaches, of course. But Andy, phenomenal coach. For whatever reason she decided to switch it. Hey, that's to each their own. She decided to go to Europe for whatever length of time and stuff like that. But he's a phenomenal coach. He's got her to really do that. He straightened up my form. And I don't even jump. Now, he may be a better long and triple jump coach with that. But he has some athletes here. And I would like to see Tori Franklin really do some damage. And medal is fingers crossed here. Fingers crossed, because she's got the American record for indoor in this event. So in this women's triple jump, this is going to be very, very interesting. I'm giving her flowers here. I always got to show some of this to athletes I personally know, that I've met before, but most of the time I personally know them, or if I have some kind of biased favoritism. Tori Franklin, I've talked to her several times, been on the track. The other people, I ain't going to say it on recorded what I said before. And the Discord and whatnot, it wasn't anything demeaning or anything. It was actually pretty good. It was funny at my expense. But Tori Franklin, congratulations to you. And then Jasmine Moore of Florida. Florida has been showing out from NCAAs to come to the American National Championships, okay? The trials for the World Championships. Florida been showing out on the men and women's side. Y'all about to see this in just a second. Truth Hurt said, why isn't Sydney the darling of American track and field? At least she's a winner. See, Sydney's not the darling because Allison Felix is still there. Allison Felix got the name recognition. But Sydney McLaughlin, if you look at her videos compared to others, they're pushing the views are going up. So it's starting to shift over slowly but surely to Sydney McLaughlin. Also, Dalilah Muhammad, see, they were all up on Sydney McLaughlin's bandwagon back in 2019. They ignored they ignored Muhammad for so long that by the time they reset, see, these big companies, they don't know how to do things in a moment. See, Otto and Sonya and all the other announcers, they gotta fit the narrative. They're announcing there, but they're working under a corporation. They have a narrative that they have to follow, right? So you'll see sometimes somebody will do something and they'll ignore all the other athletes. This is no shame on either one of them. They're just working there. They're the employees there. They're doing a phenomenal job at what they do with commentating and everything. But they went to the side where they were focusing on Muhammad to the point that even when Sydney McLaughlin broke the world record, it was still like, yo, there's a chance here. They did do a pretty good job with the head-to-head, them individually, but the narrative from NBC or whatever that was overall was like, yo, it's Muhammad, and everything. So they tried to make up for what they did before. So that's what they were doing before. And then Allison Felix is still there. Then Sha'Carri Richardson was pulling up the attention and stuff. And they're like, yeah, we need Sha'Carri Richardson. And matter of fact, they were talking about Instagram followers about Abby Steiner, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So this is where we've devolved with track and field. We got to have Instagram followers and all of this stuff. We can't talk about better stuff. We got to talk about Instagram followers. Right? That's what we're talking about. So that's why she's not the darling of track and field. We got so many things distracting. Now, let's go over to the men's 110 meter hurdles. Now, let me see. Pimp the 478. I'm going to get back to Sydney again because I covered her at the beginning, but I'm going to cover her again because she needs the flowers. And I might make an individual video. So if y'all just watch that, even though y'all listening to this afterward, and then share it so new people can see it, let's build up this track and field family here so we can have some media and have some influence. Now, Pimp the 478 says Sydney McLaughlin, OMG, just crazy amazing. I think she's going to break the world record again. Yeah, she looked like she did this already, but I'll get to that later. They said 100. Felix is still the darling, but Sydney is there. They said she doesn't bring as much attention to the sport as you know who, which is bloody unfortunate. Yeah, ATR also has a point with Allison. Sydney should and will get the recognition she deserves, Como said. Yeah, so this just happens, you know. So Grant Holloway here. Now, very, very interesting. 13. Hold on. Let's break this down. Grant Holloway ran the first round. He doesn't have to do the next rounds. What I suspect is he's going to run the semifinals and not the finals. To be honest, if there's a check on there, I'm an athlete. I'm here. I'm an employee. I'm here to get I'm a professional, really. I'm here to get my money. That's what I would be thinking. I'm here to get my money. Well, if they beat me here, they beat me here. Usain Bolt lost at the Jamaican National Championship. And guess what? He still came by and won World Championships and Olympics. It ain't no big deal. Cool. I'm going to give him his props there. If Devin Allen beats me here, now I figured out that he's beat me. Now I got the strategy on how to get him. And then I got the pressure of him off my head because now he's beat me. He's the favorite. I don't perform with pressure on me very well. So now the pressure goes on to Devin Allen. I'm the underdog. Or unless he's thinking, oh man, the pressure's on me even more because I'm the defending champion and then he beats me. Maybe that's what he's worried about. But in my opinion, Grant Holloway, hopefully you listen to this or somebody in your camp listens to this or somebody sends it. Run that final. Don't even worry about it. He's already got you beat now. He's beat you already twice. Was it, if I'm not mistaken, at the Olympics and here, or and the last meet that y'all were in. So he's got your number already. He knows how to beat you, just like he knows how to beat Parchment. You race against somebody enough, is there. Now this is you got to learn how to beat Devin Allen, and I think that you should be able to run against him. But 13.11. Then we got Freddie Credendon. Freddie, I'm just gonna do that. 13.32. I'm glad I'm not an announcer right now. They should have they got people that usually help pronounce the names, but they just with confidence just slaughter people's names. They said Evan Jaeger, even though it's Evan Yeager. But I digress. Joshua Braverman, 13.41. Then we got the two-time qualifiers, Robert Dunning and then Davian Wilson from Houston. Shout out to that. I'm over here taking that the heat wave melting. We got like 100 degrees right now. And I still got to train outside. So I'm going to go out there on my bike with some cross training. Then we got Heat 2. They said Felix got bodied. I will get to Felix in a second. Devin Allen. So 13.27. He just came through, cruised. He looked more comfortable than Grant Holloway did. But Grant Holloway also has a more of a not as neat running style as Devin Allen does. So sometimes that's not a good comparison. And he ran like almost 0.2 of a second slower. So that could be the case too. But Devin Allen looked very comfortable, more comfortable than Grant. Then we got Aaron Mallett, Track Smith, and then we got Michael Dixon. Those guys there, I don't think either one of those are making it through to the next round, to be honest. And then we got Trey Cunningham in heat number 3 with the win. Very decent for Cunningham to get the win. This was actually okay to watch. It was okay to watch. Not the most exciting race. Then we got Jamal Britt, 13:33. Oh, that's that meme with 13:33, especially that the 5K thing. Then we got Nicholas Anderson, 13:64. Now let me get here. Then we got Daniel Roberts in heat number 4 on the right side. Now this one was an exciting race. I like to see this one. I liked this one right here because even though this is a prelim, the first round, then we got the semis and the finals tomorrow. We had a head-to-head where it was Daniel Roberts, Eric Edwards. I think Eric Edwards was in the lead. Then we got Daniel Roberts neck and neck. That was an actual good one to watch. But eventually, the collegiate athlete, Louisiana State University, came in second by 1/100th of a second. Then we got Travian Gilbert for Arkansas. Then we got our 2 last time qualifiers, Josh Brockman, and then either Louis or Lewis Rollins. So there we go. Now let's go over to the women's 100-meter hurdles. This right here, I gotta tell y'all. They said people don't care if Felix wins anymore. They just like to see her there. Yeah, that's why people get one Titan said that. That's why people get appearance fees. That's the whole point with appearance fees and everything. Now look at this. It's kind of interesting that they this was the semifinals right here where they made it through. Nia Ali, she did what the rest of them did. She did not spoiler alert, she didn't appear in the finals because she's the defending world champion. I think just because she's had a baby and some other things, she should have just came out and get some races under her. But hey, maybe she's got a Diamond League or something in between. She's gonna run that. I don't know. 12:49 qualifying. Then we got a 12:60 with a Alicia Johnson, Aaliyah Armstrong with a 12:68. Kenny Harrison, 12:40. All right. Tia Jones, 12:59, and then Tania Marshall. Then we got our 2-time qualifiers, Cunningham and Salmon. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Pay attention to that for later. Let me get here. Men's 400-meter hurdles. I'm going to fly through these. Ry Benjamin, he's been out of training for a little bit, so he's missed quite a bit of training. He's come through easier. But what I see with Ry Benjamin, the reason he be losing against Warholm all the time, or Warholm, is because he really just kind of takes it easy. He does a traditional thing where they do one heat easier, then you get a little bit faster, and then you get obviously the all out. But Warholm, he does all of his like basically the same. He did that from his first world championships, or maybe the second one that he winded up winning. He just came through, and all of them were basically, it was like 48, and they were like, what? He's going too fast. 48 again. He's going too fast. And then he knocked down a 47. Like, he's doing these things in practice, and he's able to do them through the rounds. And I think that's why Warholm can win basically 9.99 out of 10 against virtually anybody else other than when he gets injured, because he does run all of his stuff like it's all out every single time, or very, very close to max. Especially, imagine what he's doing in practice, because the races are going to be the easiest thing you're doing. What type of workload is he doing in practice? So, Ry Benjamin, I hope that he can show up, because he's going to have trouble against the Santos and Warholm, depending on how that hamstring pull affected him. We're going to see. And then we got Trevor Bassett, Quincy Downing, and then Aldrich Bailey. Now, I got a shout out to Whole Lotta Carey in his Discord. He was doing the stream and everything like that. Now, this guy, he used to be a 400-meter athlete, and he's winded up switching over to the 400 hurdles. He wasn't running fast enough to make the team, so he's now, I'm going to start paying attention more to him and everything, but he has switched over, and it looks like he's made a successful switch over to the 400 hurdles. I don't think he's going to make it through on the next round based on how he had to make it through on time here. Oh, no, I don't think he's going to make the team, obviously. But this is pretty good. He's made the finals. Then we got Rosser on the right side, 48-34. Quincy Hall, 48-43. CJ Allen, and then Amir Latin. Now, this is what I think the team is going to be. Benjamin, and then Rosser and Hall. Those are the athletes that I think are going to make it. I'll be surprised if somebody else gets in there. But Bassett is going to be the guy to watch here. Bassett's going to be the guy to watch here. What you describe with Warholm is precisely what Nasser did to Weibo at the last World Championships in Institute de Roy said. Oh, shout out to you. But yeah, definitely. People don't realize it. You come out and you're running hard and running hard and running hard and running hard. Now, when he was a no-name guy, that's what he did. Now he's just, people are like, okay, he can do it. But when he first time he did it, when it was like, okay, it's gonna be a new world champion, or it could be a new world champion here. So that's the thing. Warholm was injured. I don't know if he still is. He's obviously probably out on the medical leave and everything like that. But this is gonna be very, very interesting with him and how he comes back. They said, have you guys seen the splits of some of the track races? They are absolutely stupid. People are covering 10 meters in 0.53 and 0.27 seconds. These times are literally not human. Yeah. Warholm's only concern post-injury should be the Brazilian. Yeah, especially because Rob Benjamin missed some training too. So both of them are not going to be at their max ability. But I will say this. Some of these athletes can do something. Even my best friend, he gets in the track shape when he's going out to some of these more master competitions and everything. And 3 weeks of training, 5 weeks of training, boom, and he's just like right there near his PRs and getting everything. And I'm just like, huh? I was like, me doing that? I got a pulled hamstring. I have my Achilles. I got a groin thing I'm still dealing with. It's been about a year since last July, so almost a year. I've been dealing with a groin issue. Now I got bursitis. I did that. I tried to do the same thing, get myself into shape. I was like, yep, my body said, yoink, no. So some people can handle it and some people can't. Can Warholm get back into that type of shape after having a hamstring issue? I keep saying it. Michael Johnson broke the world record with hamstring. Now, clearly you don't have to jump over a hurdle, which is going to aggravate your calf and your hamstring a lot more than running just on the flat. So that's why a pulled hamstring in the 400 hurdles is even more concerning than it is on somebody running on the flat. So that's going to be the biggest concern here. Let me move over to the next one. Garden of Life. They got all these sponsors up and everything. So look, man, they were given a whole bunch of attention. Clearly, they must make a lot of money on the 1500. The 1500, I forgot. 1500 is like the 100 for distance or mid distance. So they're going to give a lot of coverage here. Like if a thing Mo was good in the 1500 and can win at that, she'd get more money than what she would as an 800 athlete. It is what it is. It's just like being in the 200 and then Noah Lyles said, yeah, I just got to go to 100. It's the money. Like at the same time, that's what it is. So we got Sinclair Johnson, Corey McGee, and Ellie St. Pierre. I have no confidence whatsoever that we're even going to get a medal at the World Championships. I would say we'd be fortunate to get even 6th place. With the field that's coming in over there, I would say we'd be fortunate to get 6th place with the team that we're sending. I'm actually surprised. I thought Ellie St. Pierre would go up higher than that. So that's, maybe she does something different at the World Championships, but I'm not confident at all. Let me go here. What the heck is BD? Baby Daddy? Baby Daddy Men's 1500? Does anybody know what BD stands for? I'm going to call it the Baby Daddy Men's 1500. So all these guys are baby daddies. So Cooper Tier, he's a baby daddy apparently. He's got the World Championships standard, but the other guys don't. So he's the only one that they're going to select. And if we got to go down to these World Championship qualifying standards, this is going to be interesting. No wonder Nagoose didn't really appear. He's going to be selected off of this team anyway. Nagoose, if I'm not mistaken, my former coach in high school, that dude is a monster, a beast. Just like Coach Connie Price Smith with these throws, the hammer and everything. you see her athletes popping up and winning titles and everything like that. But for the distance side, particularly the 5K, yeah, they get athletes like that. If Nagoose, I believe he was trained under him, but he's gonna go. Johnny Gregorick is gonna go, and Cooper Tier. Unless these guys can do something in between, then I don't know. Jonathan Davis and Josh Thompson also got 3rd and 2nd, but they're gonna go all the way down to 11th place to pick their team here. Now, yeah, I know, baby daddies. So here we go. Now, we got the KT tape. Man, let me stop giving them free sponsorship now. But anyway, because they ain't paying me. Hillary Bohr, Evan Yeager, shout out to you. You kicked my ass in the one race I ran against you in high school. Man, dude, you were unstoppable. You were unstoppable and untouchable in high school your senior year. Still remember him running for Algonquin Jacobs High School. I remember seeing him at the collegiate level, and then seeing he's the American record holder in the 3,000 meter steeplechase, 8 minutes, 0.25 seconds. He was the 13th fastest athlete in history, or may still be the 13th fastest athlete in history. So he's one of the fastest in the world. But this is interesting. He's dealt with hamstring, bottom of the foot, Achilles. He's been dealt with everything. He's looking like a Johan Blake, except he didn't have something that was a career ender. He was crying on the track last year trying to make it to the Olympics, and now he's made the World Championship team. People said, can he have it? I was a little bit doubting him, but I am glad he made it. 8:15.76 for Bohr, 8:17.29, and then Bernard Keeter, 8.19 or 8:19.16. Congratulations to these guys. Let me go over to the women's 400. Women's 400 right here. Philly Yardy Vibes, big up to you too. Let me see. If Vorholm wins, he's more than the GOAT, Panache said. Hey, I can hand it to him like that. Yeah. Now, I got to do a special thing here. Let me see if I can get Lena Irby here. I'm gonna try really hard. If I don't get her on here, that means either one or two things happen. She said no. She said no to me directly. I'm gonna try to contact her and see if she can come here. I'm gonna slide that over there and say, I'm gonna put the little eyeball emoji and say, there you go. Slide in them DMs and say, or slide in something and say, yo, eyeball emoji, can you come on here? But I'm so happy about Lena Irby. All jokes aside, coming out of Indiana, that's that Midwest representation, seeing her grow from a youth and then coming to this level through the collegiate system, coming through here, and she's made the USA team individually. Congratulations to you. I know I'm taking away from the winner a little bit, but here's the one personal bias here. I'm gonna use that card right now. Other than Yeager and some other people. 50.67, I'm so happy. But she reminds me a little bit of Brianna Williams at the end of a race. That breakdown, it's just kind of the windmill. Now, Talitha Diggs, oh my goodness, this is yet another Florida athlete, and we're going to see it on the men's side. They came at the NCAA championships, and they came to take some heads, and they did. They won the men's, they won the women's title, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And now they are coming here as a team title, and now they are coming here to represent. Talitha Diggs from Florida, 50.22 to win the women's 400 meter dash. Kendall Ellis, she was in the interview, she said she was on the ground, she was just like sitting or squatting or something, and she was like, yeah, I came here and I make every single world championship team, and I wasn't gonna not make it this time. She was just like business as usual. She was focused, business as usual. So she got second, 50.35. Kendall Ellis was focused. Lena Irby, she's excited. We got the youth here with her and Talitha Diggs, 50.67. Jonathan's, yikes, fourth place. Kennedy Simon, fifth from Texas. And then we got Allison Felix. Now, I'm going to say this with Allison Felix. ATR, please come on our show. Lena, no. ATR, understandable. Have a great day. No. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, look, get on this show. I'm gonna be like, I'm not taking no for an answer. It's gonna be block. Block. But no, so Alice and Felix. See, no offense here. I was hoping that we got to see somebody else. Alice and Felix is good and all. I know we got big Alice and Felix fans here, but her time is up. Just like with Justin Gatlin, I was being like, yeah, I hope Justin Gatlin could do it. But if they go pick him on the team, and they didn't pick Justin Gatlin last year, but if they pick Alice and Felix, come on now. Pick some other athletes there so they can get some shine here. These other athletes earned it, but at the same time, if they go down to 6th place and she's 6th place, I don't see why not. But in my opinion, some athletes, some people actually said they were surprised that she didn't break 51 seconds. And that is a little bit of a surprise to some, but I was like, man, I want to see somebody else. What about y'all? I want to see the world record in the 400. This is your team. Dalilah Muhammad, assuming that she's healthy enough. Sydney McLaughlin is not necessarily in this order at all. I'm just saying the team. Dalilah Muhammad, Sydney McLaughlin, Athing Mo, and then, why am I going blank? On the last person? Then we got to pick another athlete there. And Abby Steiner. These are all athletes. Abby Steiner went like 48 on the relay. Then we got another athlete, depending on how she is. I'll get to her in the 400 hurdles later because I forgot her name in the 400 hurdles. But she's gone a little bit faster than Abby Steiner on that 400. So these are the athletes I want to see. I want to see that open 4x4 break the world record. It's been up there too long. We need some, and the American record could definitely go down. The world record's going to be a little bit harder. But if we get that team together, bam, boom. And if Alice and Felix is on there just for ratings or something, I'm going to be pissed. I don't care what. Put her on a mixed 4x4 if that's what y'all want to do. Put her in the semis and hopefully, it'll be hard for us to mess up in the semis, quite frankly. USA is just too strong as a 400 nation. But that's what I want to see. What do y'all think about that? They said, man, a lot of that people were downplaying the collegiate athletes. Even I was surprised by their performances, Como said. See, I didn't think the collegiate athletes were going to do, because in typical years, they don't show. It's kind of hit and miss. They kind of go through ebbs and flows. Like next year, collegiate athletes might not show up. Also, the collegiate athletes could show up at the World Championships and do nothing. See, USA is really good at being extremely competitive, and that's what I try to get people to understand. USA athletes can run hard here and then not show up as well at the World Championships the same way Kenya doesn't do it. Because like Jamaica is a little bit easier because sometimes you don't have full fields of 9 people that could be pushing. Any one of those 9 people in that lane could take the title and then knock you out. Like, that's what happened. Look at this field right here. Just for instance, all of these athletes right here, 5 of these athletes under 50 seconds. And Alice and Felix, if she could show up like she did in that semi, she would have been doing 50 seconds. You have 5, 6 athletes. Any one of them could have taken this win. And USA is a strong 400-meter nation. With the exception of Shanae Miller-Weibo, which is going to dance circles around each other, USA is good with that. So if you don't get your athletes peaked for USA Nationals and you hold them back even a little bit and they're not already in world record material. For example, Sydney McLaughlin can have herself training through this and she can still make it through. That's how fast she is. Dalilah Muhammad, not injured, can make it through this. Other athletes don't have that. And a lot of times, USA is not in the world record contention type of shape. And if one athlete is, another one. For prime example, Dalilah Muhammad, Sydney McLaughlin. Rob Benjamin doesn't have any competition. So for him, and other athletes, they could hold back a little bit. So that's what it is. And then they said put Diggs in. Yeah, I would put Diggs on the team if she can show up, because I mean Florida was showing up and showing out in many things. But if I'm putting and I'm maximizing the fastest athletes, I'm gonna put. This will be very interesting if they do what I'm talking about. All non-400 meter athletes running the 4x4 and then getting a world record. That's gonna change the paradigm on his head. Now let me go over to the men's 400. Now, let's see. They said, I believe Abby ran a 48.91 to be exact. They said a YouTube channel called Blank. He's trying to give lesser known athletes some recognition. He's doing pretty well at that. Ah, interesting. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Now, we got Michael Norman here. I hope he comes through, but I hope he comes through. He's looking real good this season. He looks like himself back when he was at USC, back when he was first fresh-faced and super young, fresh-faced, wet behind the ears. He's looking like that Michael Norman. He's giving me those vibes. World-leading, facility record, season best so far, and there you go. He's looking good. If he brings this to the World Championships, it's going to be very, very tough to beat him. Not impossible, but tough to beat him. The Bahamians gonna have their they're gonna have their challenge here. Now, we got champion Allison right here from Florida. Yet again, another Florida athlete showing up and showing out in the 400. Showing up and showing out. And look, it's very interesting. Look at their 200 meter split. They're almost right there. He's right on them. So he dropped a little bit more on his second 200 than Norman did. But man, and he had a massive personal best right here. That 43.7, massive personal best. He actually came up almost on the shoulder of Michael Norman at one point, and then Norman responded and was like, nope, and pulled away, looked pretty relaxed while he did it. But champion Allison just like pulled something out of him. So this makes me a little bit nervous for that, because this is a national championship and you could do it. Can he do it again? Because he did it once. Remember this, NCAAs is one championship he had to peak for. This one, he just pulled something out of his behind. Just like a cheetah, you can only run hard so many times. Let's see what he does. If he runs still under 44 seconds at the World Championships, I'll take that as a win. If he goes like 43, like 9.6, 9.5 or something, I'm going to say that he kind of ran out of gas. You got to be honest. You shouldn't be too much of a variation from one race to the next one, in my opinion. And then Randolph Ross, he made it again. Let's see if he stays awake this year. Hopefully he stays awake in the prelims and everything. But 44.17 kind of got dusted. Those first two, they pulled away, left the rest of the field. And then Elijah Godwin, I gotta say, out of Georgia. Oh yeah, and then Randolph Ross, North Carolina A&T. Gotta mention that. But Elijah Godwin, this man with a personal best as well. Gotta congratulate him. He did the best he could do from Georgia. He's gonna be part of that relay pool team, so that's gonna be good. I wonder if they put him on the mixed 4x4. Do they put him on the prelims or something like that? This is good. Personal best, 44.34 out of Georgia. Man, these college athletes are performing and they showing out. Look at those 2, 3, and 4 collegiate athletes, even ahead of Vernon Norwood. Now, this one, he's got a personal best. So congratulations to him. I would have liked to see him do much, much better. But 44.35, what more can you ask when you get a personal best? Bryce Detman had a season best. There you go. Noah Williams, season best, 45.04. Ismael Turner, another athlete from UCLA, didn't run a personal best here, but still made it to the final, looking pretty good. Like Godwin is another athlete to look out for in the future, definitely. But yes, the USA is very, very competitive. Now we're gonna go over to the women's 100 meter hurdles. Let me read this up. They said Stephen Gardner needs a low 43 to win. I almost would say, yeah, I would say that, because I don't want to overhype it and say, yeah, we're going to look for a world record here. But definitely that low 43. This is gonna be one heck of a 400 meter dash. This is gonna be one heck of a 400 meter dash. And they said instead of Muhammad maybe Diggs, that was back in the day of Eastern European stuff. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about, Dennis Robinson, with those ... You suspecting they might have used some performance enhancers with those Eastern Europeans, and likely so, which is why it's going to be obliterated by the team that I mentioned. They would obliterate the world record because they almost had it last year with the team that they had, and by almost they were actually, I think, less than a second out. To me, that's almost, but that's a gap. But in something like a 4x4, that's close enough where it's almost like, hey, we could have done this a little bit different on one leg. So if it was just an open 4, then that would be a huge margin. But over a mile of total distance, that's not really that big. So they said Champion surprised me here. He's now the 10th fastest man in history in the 400 meters, just behind Merritt and Curley. Yeah. That he really did step up, and the move that he made, I want to see if he can do it again. The women's 400 world record is more impressive than Flojo's. Punish said, nah, I don't know about that one. That 100, if anything, they're about the same. But let me get over to this. Kenny Harrison. Okay, what I want y'all to know here. Let me zoom in if I can. Am I zoomed in all the way? Do y'all see this? If you can't, I'm just gonna point it out. They ran into a headwind, negative 1.4 meters per second. Okay, the world record by Kenny Harrison is 12.20 seconds. This was a 13:34. In my opinion, this was a world record run right here. Because it's very rare we're going to have a zero wind. So for the people that say, well, technically that would have actually been just a 12:29, 12:28, or maybe it would have been a 12:26. No. If she gets a positive wind behind her, just imagine of getting a boost of positive 2.9. Right? Just only a slight headwind. It's a slight tailwind. Then you get a positive boost of 3.9. Just imagine something like that. Because you're going against negative. So now you're going to go to 0. And then now you get positive. You add that to the negative. If she can run a 12.34 here. And not only this is what's going to make it real interesting. This is what made it interesting. This personal best right here by Alicia Johnson. With that 12:35, she's right there. If this was a world record run, this is the secret world record right here. The wind just wasn't there. The wind was not there allowing it. But if this was the world record run, obviously there's going to be the pressure and the presence of Camacho Quinn on the track. All of that out of the way right now. But if this was a secret world record run that went under the table, then what does that say when we get to the World Championships that's going to be run on this same track? Forget if the wind is good for a world record, but they have it in their legs now. They have a potential world record, and obviously Kenny Harrison has already been there before. But these two ladies, these two women, have the ability for a world record in their legs, meaning that Johnson is going to be a new contingent to potentially focus on a win. Forget about Camacho Quinn being able to beat Harrison all the time. Forget about Harrison, you saying, hey, she's going to crumble under the pressure or something like that. Think about this. If I'm Camacho Quinn, I still got my confidence. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come out and I'm going to defeat them. I ran against all these women in college. So it's like I've already beat all of them already. Like virtually everybody in this field she's competed with all day. But this, you said Kenny would have set the world record straight to the Shadow Realm. Oh my goodness, with these anime references on Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, here's the thing. That's what I got to point out. This was the secret world record. I think this was one of the underscored performances of the day. And I'm surprised the announcers, either Otto or Sanya, did not point this one out. If they were the two that were announcing at the time, I'm surprised they didn't point this one out, because this was a missed opportunity to point out, yo, we got some fast legs. And then shout out to Leah Armstrong, Louisiana State University, yet another collegiate athlete, 12.47 seconds in the same unofficial world record race that was right there. This is going to look real good for the USA. They still got a monster to beat out of Camacho Queen, a straight up monster. But this looks very good. I don't like that Nia Ali, just like Coleman, it's really kind of just cheating out. Why don't y'all just compete? Why don't y'all compete? Look, the men's pole vault, Chris Nielsen is the world champion. He competed. In the shot put, what's his name is the champion, and yet he competed. Like, he went all the way through the rounds. He competed. I think he got second place there, but he competed. What's the point? You're running and competing against these athletes. It's a good competition. They already know how to beat you. I don't know. Maybe you're saying, hey, they beat you. They get confidence that they can beat you again. Hey, look, if I'm so focused, I'm not concerned with somebody that think they can beat me. They can't beat me. That's me. If anything, I wouldn't have ran even the semifinal round. I would have did like Shelly Ann when she put all her clothes on and then she just kind of walked and got out and just did her thing. Maybe it's a requirement that they have to show up in the semifinal and they have to do a good showing in the first round. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I don't know what's going on in the background, because they look like they're showing up in the semis. So that means maybe it's the rules of the bye. They have to do a good, honest performance in the first round, and then they have to show up in the semi. To me, I would just kind of walk it in the semi or whatever. That's me. Imagine 348 splits. Don't count out Brittany Anderson. Okay, this is what I'm going to get to. The women's 400. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point there. Let me read the comments before I move on to this. This is the final event, and then I think Jamaica, they're going to compete in the next 90 minutes. So I get enough time to train and then come back to catch it up. So Kumo said, I remember you talking about how headwind times are more impressive than we thought. When you double your speed, the drag increases by 4. The faster Kenny went, the stronger that headwind became. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Imagine she had to do that, and she didn't stutter step. None of them stutter stepped over those hurdles. So imagine them getting now a tailwind over. Imagine them doing that. Essentially, every time you double your speed, the drag against you doubles. That's the thing. But because you doubled, now it doubles a double, which is 4. That's why you got the 4. But yeah, I'm real big on math, science, and calculus, or whatever, doing it in my head. So yeah, there's the science to it, of course. They said Sydney Times would have qualified for the final of the Open 400. She's different. Oh my goodness, yes, 51.40. Wait a minute, let me see this. 51.41. Let's see what place she would have got. 6th place here. Would she beat Allison Felix? Nope, she would have gotten last. But dang, she would have qualified for this, definitely. But a 50, well, just imagine, she got hurdles in front of her. Now, there's no guarantee that she could run faster without the hurdles. Remember, Muhammad doesn't seem to run that well without the hurdles. Varholm doesn't seem to run that well without the hurdles. But McLaughlin, as her coach has said, look, we're going to try to go for this world record in the 400. That's what her coach said. Her coach said it. So I'm going to believe that she can actually do 400s. Now, some athletes can't do it unless it's on a relay. Fair enough. If Varholm had a good relay over there in his country, then maybe he could do it. Let me see. Much to Kubo's to Britton Wilson, though. Yeah, that's the one I was about to get into. Who we could have on that 400, on the 400 team. Now, going back to the 4x4 before I get into McLaughlin and everything, Britton Wilson, I think she ran a faster, and shout out to D'Angelo, wherever he's at. He pointed this one out. She actually ran a faster split than Abby Steiner did. So if I had her on the team, that's where we're going to put somebody there. We got Abby Steiner, Britton Wilson, both of them going 48. We know that Sydney McLaughlin will go 48, if not 47 at this point. She's probably going to go 47 on a relay, especially if you don't open her. You just have her on one of the other legs. She's already got a running start. She's got the strength from the 400 hurdles. So in that case, you got all of them. And then you got a Dalilah Muhammad that may not be 100, but she still can get you a good 48 high or 49 low. And boom, the world record is going down. Now, Diggs might or might not be able to do it. I got to look back at what she's done. But if I had to trust somebody that's there, I would give Diggs a chance as a new athlete. If I'm going straight after world record and I'm going to go and say, look, I'm going to pick between the seniority and everything like that. I'm picking between seniority. I know that the previous world record holder was Muhammad, and I'm going to say, Muhammad, do you think you can go X, Y, and Z? If she says yes, I'm going to say, Diggs, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to run you in the semis. We get you the name there, and you're going to get a medal because you were on the semis. You get the credit for it, but we got to run Muhammad, especially depending on how she does in the finals of the Open for it. That's what I would say. Don't know if you guys agree or disagree with that. Now, Sydney McLaughlin. Here's how I'm rounding it up. 51-41. Goddamn. And she's got more to go in the tank. World record, national record, facility record, personal best, world leading. Give her all of everything. She is ready. Then we got Britton Wilson right here. 53.08 personal best. So she's coming in looking good, coming into the world championships. I think that's going to be somebody to look out for. Shamir Little holding on for it, holding on, and she was holding on. She got out in front of Anna Cockrell in that home straightaway, and she held on. That camera went straight away from her. They were like, yo, let's focus on the front of the track. And I was like, dang, but she held on against Anna Cockrell. Unfortunate after she had graduated last year. But you know what, Cockrell, she could come back. She can do her thing. I think she needs to stick to the 400 hurdles and 100 hurdles. Obviously, it's working with Sydney McLaughlin. It worked for, what's her name? Melaine Walker. Before she decided to only focus on one. I think she made a big mistake. Although she said she wasn't happy running the 400 hurdles. I don't know. Me personally, as an athlete, I'm like, look, I'm happy winning. I'm happy winning. I never liked the 800 myself, but I couldn't compete in the mile. I would get blown out. Somehow I could do better in 2 mile than the mile. But go for the events that you're good in. And she was running the 100 hurdles and she was running the 400 hurdles. Francis said, no, you ain't running the 100 hurdles. He should have let her do both. So that he could have still kept the athlete there. But I think that's a winning formula. Let me read the comments and then we're out here. Let me read the comments and we're out. Ashley Spencer didn't finish. That's unfortunate. Ashley Spencer, a salute to you. This might be the last time we're going to see her. I got to be honest. This might be the last time we're going to see Ashley Spencer. Let's see. Kumo said, damn, Sydney would have done pretty well in the Open. Sydney is the legendary Super Saiyan, I swear. Dang. Man, when was the last time someone ran 47 split for the 400? The most recent one I could think of is Allison's 47.7 from 2015. Yeah, definitely. That was the last time we had an athlete go 47 anything at any country, anywhere. That was a 47.7 to my knowledge. We've had a lot of athletes go like 48.1 or something like that. And then somebody with a name that I can't even pronounce or read said, Olaf, how you doing? Truth Hurts said, I think Sydney should go for the 400 meter world record. And then Kumo, final comment, said a lot of people thought Melaine could have gone for that then for 52.34 world record. Yeah, I was very, me personally as a fan, I was disappointed. But for her, she said she even did an interview earlier this year or something, or maybe it was last year, saying that Yeah, because she's still competing. She actually was in. She went to the Open for. Now she was, in my opinion, a shell of her former self. I think she ran like a 54, 55 or something like that. But she's still competing. So much respect to her. Much respect to her. But she said she was like not happy, and she chose what makes her happy. I will get into this in a future statement, because that goes with the marketing and do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. And I'm like, I don't get down with that too much. But maybe it's because I'm a guy and I can't afford to always do the things that, quote, make me happy. So to me, I'm looking at it like, nah, make me happy. I'm happy winning. I'm happy, being able to provide for myself and if I have a family. So that's the thing that's going to make me particularly happy. If it came down to something I'm super talented in, because track has felt like a job to me at one point, and I didn't continue. But if I was at some world class stage, I'm still gonna do it, because I'm gonna have bragging rights. But anyway, catch you guys later. I think, let me check the times here. We're gonna see the women's 200 meter dash is gonna start at 8:15 Central Time PM. Let's look at the men's 200 meter dash. That's 8:30. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be posting up for Jamaica right after the men's 200 dash senior prelims. So that's gonna be roughly, let's say 8:45. So 8:45 tonight, I'm gonna be posting up. I'll be covering the under 20, because I think we got those prelims. Yep, we got the girls under 20. That's at 7:45. And then we got the boys under 20 15 minutes later. So I'll catch you all back later on. Thank you guys for coming out. You've been watching Head and Shoulders ATR. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button, turn on all bell notification and everything, because the word is getting out. The word is getting out. I'm going to mention this later. I forgot to mention it now. People are probably leaving. But this is what I want to say. It's just like I did in that post earlier. Look, we don't want the mainstream media, the Mzungu media, that another word, white media. They like to take things that people do, that black people do. Head and Shoulders ATR, Head and Shoulders Above the Rest, was not in anybody's speech patterns at all. And I know now it's multiple countries owned by the same media organizations. They're saying it. At first I was like, okay, maybe it's just, the particular British like to say it now. No, now Otto and Sonya are saying it. Now Otto and Sonya are saying it. They had it during the marathon, saying above the rest, like ranking thing. And I'm like, no, this is where we start putting things. So now I'm going to start registering things before I start talking about them, because I don't want nobody to hijack things we do. And I'm going to lead by example with that. I don't want you guys to get some of the things you are doing hijacked. So I don't want things that I'm doing is hijacked, because they got billions of dollars behind them and we got absolutely nothing in comparison. So there you go. He said, D. Har said, hey, did you see the Sha'Carri 200 prelims? I said I'm out, so that's the last thing here. You got to go back to the beginning for your answer. I'll catch you next time, D. Har.